And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
The Giant Sports Talk Live, where it's playoffs are going on. Wow, what a first game today of playoff baseball. Holy crap. At the it's late game drama. Man, the hero of the day, not only does a shot in the beginning of the game, but they're right at the end. Hits a grand slam to put up the Seattle Mariners 6 Blue Jays, and that was the final 6-2 over the Blue Jays. And then earlier you had Cal Raleigh. He went out there from the right side, hit a towering shot to left field to get it tied. He got the game tied to 2-2. But my gosh, dramatics all over the place. Starting pitching was absolutely fantastic. We could talk about it. Made a move to pull out Bryce Miller with only 56 pitches, I think he had, something like that. Decided to go to the bullpen. I didn't know about that because I thought Bryce Miller was doing pretty good. So what? You give up a leadoff. What was it? A leadoff hit or a walk? I think it was a hit. I didn't know if that was going to work out or not. Bullpen prevented the Blue Jays from scoring anymore. So I tell you, man, what a damn game. Just Minx. Suarez on fire tonight. That's a fact. What's up, Mark? Our buddy from New York. I think I heard Glenn curse here in New Jersey. Yeah, Glenn is not. He's still feeling pretty under the weather. He's fighting the flu, so we're hoping for a speedy recovery from Glenn. Hydrate. It's that time of the year, right? October, flu shots. And I think COVID's also making its round there, guys. If you do get sick, make sure you drink plenty of water. Anyways, hell of a game. And just to give an update over there in LA, Shohei Ohtani doing Shohei Ohtani. Takes out the side in the top, in the bottom of the first, and hits an absolute shot to right field. Yeah, I see you, Podden. I see you. I know who you're in camp with. Hey, man. Sometimes you just gotta acknowledge greatness, and that guy is something. So I got a feeling I know where we're gonna go later tonight when we do the Dodger and Brewer game. We're the end of 2. It's 3-0. The Dodgers. We'll see what happens. I hope the Brewers can do something here. Otherwise, they are going to be gone in 4. Yeah, Dodger Talk's going to be later. Just Minx. It's going to be later. It's a fact. It's a fact. That's what's going to happen. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Anyways, appreciate you guys hanging out just for your short bit. We'll do a longer show later. And, yeah, it is what it is. But wow, again, so now the series goes back to Toronto. Seattle now leads the series 3-2. Toronto is now going to have to win 2 in a row if they want to advance to the World Series. Not impossible. You're going back to home territory. Now, it didn't look too good in the beginning. 2 games. But let's see what they could do going back home. Look, this is now you're playing for the season. You lose the next one, you're going home. It's time to enjoy Cancun, as they like to say. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure who's going to be on 10 is concerned in when the series goes back to Toronto. But wow, again, and look, and this is great. The momentum shifts in this series is just incredible, right? You started off in Toronto. Well, that let's start back in the wild card. Let's start back in. Come on, man. Yeah, there you go. What's up, Don? What's up, Don? He knows. Don knows. It started back in the DS, right? Let's rewind a little bit. Toronto Blue Jays had a fantastic series against the New York Yankees. Dominated the New York Yankees. They did. Sorry to your New York Yankees fans that may be out there. You guys got blasted by the Toronto Blue Jays. So they advanced fairly easily, right? Now in the Seattle Mariners and Detroit Tigers series, I'm telling you, it went down to the game 5, right? Thanks, Don. Good to see you out there, buddy. Hopefully all is well in Evansville, Indiana, all the way from Indiana. He knows, hey, truth hurts, knows his baseball. But so you had that dramatic 5th and final game in the wild card where Seattle Mariners, they went 15 innings to get that victory. They had to fly to Toronto, right? On their day off, fly to Toronto, and then they started the series the following day. But they came out gangbusters, right? Gangbusters. They took the first 2 games from Toronto. All the momentum was on the Seattle Mariners side. Now the series goes back to Washington. And what does Toronto do? They flip the script. They win the first 2 against Seattle to even up the series 2-2. So 2 big momentum shifts, right? Both visiting teams taking advantage of, well, being the visiting team, because Seattle was able to sweep Toronto in their ballpark. And the first 2 games, excuse me, the first 2 games in Seattle, Toronto was able to do the same to them. But now, with this game 3 out of the way, Seattle was able to have some late game heroics and take game 5. So now series is tied 3-2. Wow. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So what do you guys think? Who do you, I mean, honestly, I don't even know. I don't even know what to predict in this series. It could go either way. Again, because we've seen momentum shifts on both sides of the dugout, so to speak. So there you go. Oh, Insane is already talking. Yes, of course. We'll get our Giants talk in a little bit later. But yeah, I saw that report as well. Supposedly, San Francisco Giants interviewed third base coach from the Kansas City Royals, Vance Wilson, for the managerial position that is vacant for the San Francisco Giants. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. Have no idea who the guy is. Have no idea. Why do you say, okay, I got to ask you, Insane, why not? Why wouldn't you hire Vance Wilson? What's wrong with him? If you're willing to go after Nick Hundley, why are you opposed to Vance Wilson? Come on, man. Right? Come on, man. Anyways, Mark, nothing like playoff baseball. Was excited for Mariners fans. Yeah, it's a good series, man. It's a good series. There's a lot of dramatics. The one going down in freaking LA right now, not too many dramatics. It's probably going to be a sweep. Let me look. Top of the third, 1 man on. Ohtani is at 39 pitches. It's going to be interesting to see how long they stick with Shohei Ohtani. So we'll see what happens here at top of the third. But yes, playoff baseball, right? Don't like Little's chances of re-entering the Canadian board. Yeah, that was rough. Gino finally coming in the clutch, says Armand. All right, interesting. Very, very interesting. What's up, Boo Must Die? Doesn't feel like it mattered who Schneider put in. Yeah, it seemed like there was a momentum shift there, right, Boo? Right? Doesn't it? I've said this before. Sometimes you just get this weird feeling, and I don't know what it is. You're watching a game and you're just like, you know what? There's something going on here. Something going on here. And there may be something to that, right? Maybe something to that. PMG, what's up, my friend? Ohtani home run, and throughout, it's the other way around. Ohtani 3 Ks, then comes up and hits a home run. Best first inning ever? Hey, if he was batting cleanup and he hit a grand slam, okay, that would be the best inning ever. Hey, what's Don's got to say here? Some owners and fans already advocate for a salary cap, citing concerns about competitive balance. And the Dodgers' continued dominance would strengthen their argument during future labor negotiations. Don, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Don. Not in any way, shape, or form. That possibly could happen. And to be honest with you, Truth, hey, he made it. You're among the living.
I'm sick as a dog here, Eric, but I don't know what you've talked about. I don't know if you saw my text, so I had to jump in.
I'm coming through as I was talking.
Dude, they're calling for the manager's head. All of the networks up here, they've laid him out flat on his back on the carpet, man. Why they would bring in Brandon Little? You bring your best against your best. Does it? Dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's best on best. It's playoff baseball. It's an important game. I'm at my wit's end. Blue Jay fans up in Canada are incensed. The media cannot believe it to a man. Buck Martinez just shredded the manager.
Wow.
The crew back in the studio, they tore his head off. They can't. They said, Kevin Pillar, he just threw his papers. He goes, I don't get it. He goes,
wow.
Jeff Hoffman is available. They said they would go to Hoffman. They went to Brandon Little.
Well, Boo says Hoffman gave up the most relief home runs this offseason. Dominguez hit by pitch, home run, first 2 batter. And he goes, Little gave up only 2 home runs all year before tonight. So it sounds like he's been effective. I don't know, honestly, because I don't know. I'm just going by what Boo must die. I know he's a big Toronto Blue Jays fan.
Brandon Little, his ERA against the righties is 500.
Is it? Oh, it's pretty bad, huh? I see. I don't know.
And as they stole you, I couldn't believe, I can't remember who it was, somebody in their studio, they stole your line. They said, and I thought he was going to drop an F-bomb. He said, this is a what have you done for me lately league. You cannot rely on recency bias in any way, shape, or form. So the first question, I'll ask you, Eric, what the hell did it matter? Bringing it. See, he was playing analytics.
They're all doing that. Look what Dan Wilson did. They pulled Bryce Miller after only like 56 pitches. It made no sense.
Let's move them over to the right side. That's a big advantage. What the hell? They said apparently Cal Raleigh, he was salivating. As soon as he saw Brandon Little run in, he goes, this is my time to shine.
That was a hell of a home run. How about that?
Why you would not play your best on best, Eric? I have no clue. I have no freaking clue.
I don't know.
Dude, it's wild.
Who did they think should have came in? Because you weren't at the 9th inning yet. You got to wait till use Hoffman.
Okay, let me ask you this: if Hoffman is your
closer,
your best reliever, he's your top reliever. Why would you bring him in? What was it last night? 7-2 or something? Why would you bring him in the 8th inning in a 7-2 game and not bring him in tonight?
That's fair.
Oh,
That's fair.
I've seen a lot of crazy, and I don't like
knee-jerk reactions.
I just don't like this game of playing analytics. You bring, and they're all, like I say, I'm outspoken on this one, Eric, but everybody agrees with me up here in the media. You bring your best on best.
Yeah.
Why they're
fucking
around with Brandon Little?
Maybe. And then this is what you got to be. Is the manager allowed to manage, or is he taking orders, Glenn? That's a question that could be asked, right? Is that what's happening? Is that what you, again, this is the whole thing we're going with, new managers. What type of manager do you want to have? Do you want to have a guy who's going to be leaving to his own devices, right? The GM giving him the tools needed to go out there and win games and have the manager do what he's supposed to do? Or is he taking orders saying, hey, in this situation, we want this guy? I don't know.
Eric, in a game 7, San Francisco Giants tonight, if that was a game 7, and I said to you, oh, geez, they're going to start Kai Wei Teng tonight. Same equivalency. Why the hell you would bring in Brandon Little? This is, dude, this is going to be talked about for decades to come.
If they lose.
Well, they're already, well, look what they've done to themselves, Eric.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. I don't know who this is.
2-2 ball game.
Welcome, some guy in Toronto, number 1. What's up? Welcome to the fraternity we call Giants Sports Talk Live. Simple answer. John Schneider is an idiot whose Jays fan base have been clamoring for the org to can for years. Clamoring for the organization to can for years. Wow. Really? Wow. How about that? Interesting.
Unbelievable, Eric. It defies all logic and all belief why they would. You're playing games, Eric, consider it a must-win game. I know you're going home for 2, but I mean, the Mariners in the driver's seat now, and you gave them the game. You gave it away.
Well, I've already said this.
5 runs?
This game is all about momentum shifts. And we've seen 2 drastic ones. Seattle and Toronto, and then Toronto and Seattle. Those 2 teams took care of business playing in opposing ballparks. So let's see where it goes now. It's going to be interesting. Hey, what's up, Don? Don says against Little, they hit 197 against righties and 195 against lefties. So he's pretty good. Sounds like Little's pretty good. It sounds like he's pretty good. Again, but when you come into the postseason, if you don't have it, you don't have it.
That's like Eric. He's good. He's good. He's had his moments, Eric. He's had his moments. But that's like saying to you, if we were in the same situation and we were talking about the Giants tonight, and I go, they went to Walker, Eric. And you'd be like, why did they go to Walker? Why? You know what's going to happen.
Well,
Eric, everybody and their dog knew what was going to happen tonight. They projected it. The announcer in the studio in the bottom of the 7th, he said the biggest thing the Blue Jays have to do is leave Brandon Little sitting out there all by himself.
Wow.
And 10 minutes later, and the first guy they go to in the post game is him, and he was incensed, man. The sweat was pouring. He was just like, I told you. He goes, I don't like to say I told you, but what the hell are they doing? Oh, dude, this is going to be this is the biggest farce in the postseason so far. This is
interesting.
Unbelievable.
Interesting. All right. I see. I don't know enough about the Blue Jays bullpen to really know. I'm just going by what Don's telling me, and maybe that's his regular. I don't know what his numbers have been in the postseason, but hey, it is what it is. And now, look, the good thing is at least they're going back to Toronto. Winning 2 games in a row isn't difficult. The thing is, do you have the pitching? Who's pitching game 6? Is it going to be Trey Savage? Is that who they got lined up for Toronto? Because he did go after Gosman in game 1. Would they go to Trey Savage in game 2? I'm guessing, right?
In game 2, what?
Or I'm sorry, in game 6.
Yeah, Savage starts game 6.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Who's going to start for? We saw an appearance of Brandon Wu today. How about that? But
let me ask you something, Eric.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who's going to go for them.
Hoffman gave up 15 homers in 68 innings compared to Little, who only gave up 2.
2. Yeah.
So again, I ask you, what have you done for me lately? Little is their worst bullpen pitcher at the moment. At the moment. He shouldn't even be in the postseason lineup, Eric.
Okay.
He's terrible. He's horrific. So again, I ask you, if we're talking about Logan Webb gave up 15 homers in 68 innings compared to Kaiwei Chen, who gave up 2.
Yeah.
Is that what you do? You go, Eric. It's postseason baseball. It was game number 5? It's you play your best. You best on best. You play your best, Eric.
All right.
And you know what? In a way, I hope they win the series. But in a way, Eric, you know what? I've always said it to you in the post games these years. You get what you get. And they deserve to lose the game, Eric. They deserve this loss. Managerial malfunction. They went to the 8th inning, fucked around with the bullpen, and what happened? The dynamite went boom.
Oh, boom. Yeah. Should have queued me up. I would have had something good for that. He said, look at this. Some guy in Toronto is talking to Insane, says, we're incensed in the greater Toronto area right now. Even my digital assistant was shocked because she was like, oh, here comes Hoffman. But she didn't count on moron Schneider. Oh, my God. The hate. Man, I thought this guy was supposed to be amazing.
I don't know if any of you our viewers here are in Canada or in Toronto. Maybe some guy in Toronto is actually in Toronto.
Yeah.
But you can jump on board in the chat. Let Eric know. I'm not making this up. Rogers to a man and a woman on the post-game show. They are perplexed, Eric. They're incensed, though. They're, like I say, stack of papers of Pilar's like, what did we just see? What that was stupidity. And I think it was Pilar said, now, you know what's interesting, Eric? Before they leave Safeco Field tonight, he said Schneider's got to answer for this.
Interesting. We'll have to see if there's any post-game stuff from Schneider. I'll bring it up a little bit later, maybe during the Dodgers and Brewers. And by the way, heads up, Quintana is out. Chad Patrick is in. It's bottom of the 3rd. Dodgers have runners on the corners, no outs.
And you know, I'm already kind of worked up because of this stupid 8th inning I just watched. But then I have to come in and the usual bullshit in the post game. Pilar is a moron of epic proportions. What the hell? What does that even mean? Like, Jesus. And by the way, who the fuck is Vance Young or who?
Vance Wilson.
Who is Vance Wilson? A third base coach?
Third base
Eric,
coach from Kansas
he'll be the guy who gets the job.
Hey, better than Hundley. At least he coached.
Well, if you're going to hire Eric, if you're going to hire Hundley, why not hire this guy?
I know. That's what I'm saying. At least he's got more qualifications than Hundley. But by the way, Boo Mustai is a Blue Jays fan. He was in our chat last year during the offseason.
Yeah, but I don't get it.
He doesn't like Pilar. He doesn't like him as a broadcaster.
Why?
You're going to have to ask him.
I'm asking him right now. Okay, Boo, why?
He says the things that are completely misinformed consistently.
So does Boo Must Die, but I don't call him a moron. Jesus.
Vance was a former Mets player. Interesting.
Well, of course.
There you go.
Of course there, Armand. The amazing Armand. I kind of like that.
An X here. I'll do a quick look before we get out of here because I want to get back to this and then let's see. Google. Here we go. Let's see. Vance Wilson.
Armand must, no offense to Armand, I'm only kidding here, but Armand must look in the mirror and like what he sees. I like the name he gave himself. Armand is amazing. There you go.
He's getting that from the Mets. New York Mets, okay. Detroit Tigers. I want to see his coaching career. Okay, in 2010, named the 13th manager of the Kane County Cougars, the Kansas City Royals Class A. Midwest League affiliate. Okay. And toward 20, he was the named manager of the Wellington Blue Rocks of the Carolina League. And then in 2013, Royals promoted Wilson to the manager of the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. And then Wilson was the Royals bullpen coach in 2018 and 2019, became the third base coach prior to the 2020 season. So he's been the Royals third base coach for 5 years. So.
After you reading that little soliloquy, Eric, there's something that stands out that you and I can agree on. Absolutely agree on.
He's got more credentials than Hundley.
You just named off a lot of teams that neither of us know who they are.
Yeah, exactly. But the only thing is, at least he's coached and he's managed. That is not in Hundley's resume. It just isn't. So,
Eric, it doesn't matter what kind of background you have as a manager. When you bring in Brandon Little in the 8th inning instead of your best 2 pitchers, and you start playing analytical crap, well, you know what? You should be fired.
Baseball now. That sucks.
Be fired. You watch, Eric. I'm telling you, keep an eye on your MLB site, your different platforms. The fans are revolting already tonight.
Are they? Wow.
They're revolting. They're like, Eric, in a close game like this, back in our heyday, do you think Bruce Bochy is going to say, well, I decided not to bring – I know it cost us a game, but I didn't want to throw Brian Wilson, save my best for later. I wanted to flip the batter around to the other side. And, it didn't matter. That's what they can't figure out in the post game. They go, you flip 2 guys around and then you had Naylor. They said, why even
Jim Riley going after Mariners fans. Wow.
I'll tell you, if Jim Riley goes live tonight, it'll be animalistic what he has to say because he's a Jays guy.
Yeah, I know. He said those piece of shit Mariners fans don't deserve this. Wow. I don't know where that comes from. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Oh, our buddy Nick, the Mariners, big Nick Turturro.
Mm-hmm.
The Mariners showed some heart tonight, took advantage of some bad bullpen choices the Blue Jays made, and the Seattle fans needed that. So let's see if they can carry it over to Game 6. Big Nick.
At least, you know what? I give credit. Nick knows his baseball. Boo must buy says sometimes the right play doesn't work. I'll give you that, Eric.
True, it does.
But you got to make the right play. You don't go and get a 5th or 6th string reliever out of the bullpen in the bottom of the 8th in game number 5.
That's fair. Look, I can't disagree.
I'm telling you,
Eric, you got to go with your high leverage guys.
You would go off the cliff right now. I'm telling you, Eric.
Yes,
you would go off the cliff. You would go off the cliff, Eric. If I said to you, it's Game 7 tomorrow, and they decided, you know what, Kai Wei Teng is our hottest pitcher, so we're going to sit Webb. We'll just sit Webb in Game 7, and we'll go with Kai Wei Teng because he's hot, Eric. Bullshit. It's bullshit. It's all going to come out. Watch. I'm telling you, dude. This is bigger. This is one of the biggest things I've seen in baseball in such a negative way in a long, long time. Wow. No one can understand. And it'll be wild to get the response from Schneider. And then and I'm sure everybody's going to have a response to his response. So this is far from over. They're heading back for game number 6. Jays are back in a bad situation. Do you think it even matters? The LA Dodgers are red hot. They got up to the early lead tonight. Shohei's just mowing them down. Everything's looking good. So
yeah, it looks like the Dodgers. Yeah, when we come on later tonight, we're gonna be talking about a clinch, I think. Unless the Brewers pull something out of their ass. It looks like a foregone conclusion. I don't know if Shohei is still pitching or not. We'll find out when it comes back up. But it's still the end of the 3rd inning. Score is still 3-zip. They did not allow a run to score with the runners on the corners and no outs. The Brewers are able to get out of it. That's pretty big. So we'll see what happens. Little before tonight in 3 innings gave up 4 hits and 1 run. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at 3 innings of work.
One of the reasons why I wanted to make note, I was doing some homework earlier today. I woke up mid-afternoon. I've been sick. I've been basically asleep all day. Saw the beginning of the game. You and I were chatting, Eric. So I watched the start of the Jays game, made it all the way through. But I was looking at some stats and some notes for tonight's show. Don't know if I'll be able to use them. Christian Yelich, Eric. No home runs. No RBIs. Batting heading into tonight's game, I think it's dipped a little bit, but he was batting 200 with zips. No home runs, no RBI. His postseason's been an absolute shambles.
Yeah.
And he's a guy you expect going to produce.
There's a lot of guys in here that aren't producing that should be for the Brewers. And hey, like I said,
Churio a go?
Yeah, Churio's playing.
Okay. Did you see? Now the Blue Jays are going back. Did you see George Springer? He got drilled on the knee.
Yeah, I saw that. That's not good. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
If I make it back for the post game show, I will. I'll get the latest from Toronto because
it sounds good.
It is just getting underway, just heating up, Eric. Holy
yeah, I bet.
Even the lovely Hazel May was just. She goes, "Why they did this? No one will know except John Schneider." All
right, maybe we'll have some more guys. We'll be back after Dodger Brewers. I'm afraid I know where this is going to go, and I know the Dodger fans are going to come out in droves. Hey. As they should. I mean, they're playing some really good baseball, so you can't fault them for that.
Well, I think they want to get John Schneider hauled away, Eric.
All right. Yeah, maybe.
Let's see if I make it in for the post game tonight. I'll see you then.
All righty, guys. Enjoy your rest of the night. Enjoy the second game, and we'll be back a little bit later. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.